A little less than 3 minutes until we get this game started. If you are tuned in online, I see 13 people are watching. Drop us a line on the chat. Let us know that you're watching. Let us know who you're cheering for. If you're here in the building, make a little bit of noise. Anybody here excited for roller derby? No. Nobody here is excited for roller derby. Is anybody out there? Can you hear me? Check, 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 check.
All right, check, check. All right, can you hear me through? No? Okay.
Let me try it again. Can anybody out there hear me? Is anybody excited for some roller derby? All right. Now people are awake. Good morning, everybody.
All right, game 2 for today. We have Sin City Roller Derby, Bad Beats out of Las Vegas, Nevada, going up against Beehive Skate Revolution from right here in Salt Lake. So both these teams played a game yesterday. Based on watching that, I'm really excited for this matchup. It appears that they could be pretty evenly matched here, and so it should be a fun one to watch. Starting off right away, we are going to have Doom Buggy of Sin City going up against Turbo of Beehive Skate Revolution in the red. All right, our rolling whistle gets us started.
Hear the shrill call of the zebra, and it is time for a roller derby to happen.
All right, first jam of this game.
Jammer's off the line.
Looks like Doom Buggy's trying to go inside. Turbo switches from outside to in, gets pushed out. Now Doom Buggy up there fighting for lead against Brusenberg and is recycled back. This gives Turbo some time to get that lead position. Comes around turn number 2.
Get some little bit of help
Yep.
from her teammates, and she breaks through first.
There it is, yep.
Lead jammer Turbo, Beehive Skate Revolution.
And Kimma with a big hit to bring back Doom Buggy. Also had a great offensive assist there to get Turbo that lead position. And so now on their first scoring run is Turbo putting points on the board for Beehive.
Turbo dealing with some blockers from Sin City.
Yeah,
But
it's
fine.
got a tough wall out there. Now spreading out the pack some. Got 2 to beat. It's Nitro and Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi had a lot of great hits and saves and drawbacks yesterday, so it's like going to be a repeat of that performance.
Looked like the pack finally fell apart, and Turbo got to go. Picking up 4 points and crawling off the jam from the floor.
Yeah, just as Doom Buggy was coming around to threaten to score.
Beehive Skate Revolution putting the first points on the score, 4 points.
Yeah, 4 hard points to earn there. All right, we have Lethal Intention.
Number 301 there for Sin City.
Going up against Biohazard for Beehive Skate. All right, taking the inside is Lethal Intentions. Gets right on through for a lead.
That was fast.
Very calm-looking jammer, but gets through like in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, her jam style is really interesting. It's very like just even keeled.
Right. All right, Lethal trying to push forward, getting some points, but not out of the pack yet. You know, Biohazard's got a tough wall to try to get through. Trying to get some assistance from Sacagawea. And on the 4 points is Lethal Intention.
Putting Sin City Bad Beats on the scoreboard.
All right, Hazard is brought out by number 86. That was Dreadpool taking out Hazard before she could clear the pack. And there is a jammer pass to Sacagawea for Beehive Skate. And Lethal Intention will call that one off. And that's going to make this a 8-5 game.
Looks like Paula, number 187 out there, wearing the star for Sin City.
Yeah, we have Jacqueline Hyde for Beehive Skate Revolution. Both teams lined up right at that jam line, so going to be a lot of colliding right off the whistle. A lot of scrambling on through, a lot of bodies to try to get through. Paula getting through, but no, that looks like Jamie thought had pushed them down, but they remained on their feet. But Jacqueline is the one through first.
Jacqueline Hyde, lead jammer for Beehive Skate Revolution.
With a nice move to the outside, clears it right in.
Gets a signal from her teammate and calls off the jam.
Yeah, it's always good when you can get through the pack without having to hit a bunch of people on the way.
4 more points for Beehive Skate Revolution.
All right, so
9-8, Beehive in the lead.
yeah, I know both these teams yesterday in the early part of their games were trading lead on and off. So, you know, we'll see if that repeats itself here.
Looks like we've got 40 and Slap wearing the star for Sin City.
Right?
569 Smacks jamming for Beehive Skate Revolution.
Yeah, Smacks jumping back and forth at trying to find a opening. But a strong wall by Sin City to keep them back. And we have our first penalty is a track cut against Freudian Slap. So this is a power jam opportunity for Beehive.
Power jam for Smacks.
Oh, and now the Smacks will go there. That will free up Sin City's jammer. And Smacks will only have to serve the amount of time that Freudian Slap spent in the box. So you can see them right back out here on the track in just a few seconds. And there they go.
Freudian Slap getting a heavy hit from Colonel Skirts.
Yeah, we're into our first minute of the jam. And don't have no lead assessed yet.
I think that neither jammer will become lead, right? Because they both had
I believe so, yeah.
penalties. So
Right.
this will go on for 2 minutes.
Oh,
Nice.
hard hit. Yeah, that was got called on. That is Dreadpool and will be sent to the box.
It's a
And
physical
Barry-
game, but not too physical. 4 points for Smacks on that trip through.
Both these jammers having some tough walls to beat right here. Right now it is Smacks with the point advantage.
This will go on for full 2 minutes.
And Smacks getting pushed out of the line by the Sin City pivot.
Smacks looking for a little bit of help there from Colonel Skirts. Pushing, and makes it through. And another full hand for Smacks.
Freudian Slap has been trapped behind that tripod. And there will force another penalty. I believe the Sin City was trying to do some offense to free him up, but instead got called on a penalty for that.
And it looks like 3 points for Sin City. 8 for Beehive for score of 17-11. Beehive Skate Revolution.
And yeah, Bad Beats will have 2 blockers starting into the penalty box, so a little bit of a advantage once again to Beehive Skate as we go into our 5th jam.
Looks like an official timeout called.
Our official review being
official
called.
review, thank
Yeah,
you.
Right. All right, so all the coaches and captains will meet with the officials and discuss what someone saw and wants to challenge. While we have time, then we would like to wish Garrett McCarter a happy birthday from Beehive Skate Revolution to Garrett McCarter, who's watching from home on the live stream.
And over on the live stream, we've got Justin saying SCRD, Garrett McCarter saying BSR, and Dolly Parton saying I love gore. And Elise giving some clapping hands.
Yeah, that's Gortisha Adams of Sin City.
Keep them coming, folks online. Thank you for watching. And if you are sitting here with us in the Derby Depot, it's a good time to go buy some raffle tickets if you haven't already. Go support our vendors. We've got some fantastic peanut butter, awesome earrings, and other items.
Both Sin City and FOCO have merch stands open, so yeah, I've got some patches and pins picked up.
Nice.
Yep.
Yummy truffles, salsa, and chips. So check out our vendors and please support them. They come out here to help us have stuff to commemorate our weekend and supporting us. It's great to have them. A little bit of jockeying for some points there, but it looks like the points as they stand are how they're going forward.
All right, Turbo back as jammer for Beehive, and Ziggy Starcrush with their first time with the star for this game.
All right, a little bit of back and forth by the jammers without it before the.
Yeah, Ziggy wanted to do some defense there for a start, but yeah, skipping on through on the inside line is Turbo.
The jammer Turbo for Beehive Skate Revolution.
Yeah.
One of our local teams.
Yeah, we did have a star pass. That's a Bon Jovi is the new jammer. And a caught track. So this jam will go the full 2 minutes as the lead jammer goes to the penalty box. So Bon Jovi, star in hand, trying to push through Beehive's tripod that they got formed here right at turn number 3. Oh, and Turbo is back out on the track, so...
I don't know what happened there, but Turbo makes it around. Oh. Now called as lead jammer.
Okay. All right.
I think maybe, I don't know what happened there. That was really interesting. Turbo finds an opening on the outside. Nobody even sees her coming and makes it through.
Yeah, Dashenberg setting up a really nice screen there for Turbo to get on by.
It's like, oh, Turbo is down.
We're gonna end this jam.
Never like to see it when a skater decides to lie down for a little while, but that's why we've got medics.
Yep.
Like to take this time to thank our medics who keep us safe, keep us in one piece, keep us skating and officiating and talking and all these other things we do. Could not do it without them.
We have Spellbound has their merch table all set up. They have a bunch of different lotions and soaps and a lot of scented goods there to check out.
Bunch of really cute earrings.
Yep.
I saw some bats. Oh, excellent. Medics have our jammer back up and they're checking her out over there, making sure she's okay.
Yeah, and our raffle will be announced at the halftime of our last game for today. So there is still time to get tickets. $1 per ticket or $25 for a wingspan worth of tickets, or some pretty good baskets of prizes over on the table there.
Yeah, there's a summer basket, a skater basket, and a locals basket. You don't have to be here to win, but you do have to give some contact information, and you have to be willing to pick up your gift, your winnings here if you are the winner. So get your raffle tickets. And don't forget to support the Pie Pizzeria. They have been supporting Utah Roller Derby since day one. The Pie Pizzeria with some amazing toppings, a fantastic crust, just excellent pizza all around, and huge supporters.
Yep. And Pit Viper is a popular eyewear brand based in Salt Lake City. They have some items up on that raffle table as well, so
cool.
check those out. Pretty cool glasses.
Looks like Biohazard taking the star for Beehive Skate Revolution.
I believe Bon Jovi as Jammer will be starting in the box for Sin City. So this will be a power start for Biohazard. Goes right up the middle. Whole lot of bodies colliding around there, trying to get through, and does. But no, pushed out at the end there by the Sin City. So they did get lead, but are going to be recycled back. And now we have a star pass as Bon Jovi hands that off to Doombuggy.
Doombuggy's still looking to get through and get that star on her helmet.
All right, and Sin City trying to speed up, create some distance here as Biohazard is on their scoring run.
Biohazard calls off the jam.
There is a direction call on the end of that, so Bon Jovi will start this one in the box, but not as the jammer. As Lethal Intention for Sin City is out there against Jacqueline Hyde of Beehive Skate. So some penalty trouble here for Sin City as they start with a 4-2 disadvantage with blockers.
Kurt scored 27 Beehive, 11 Sin City. Jacqueline Hyde getting a hard hit there from number 5455, Snarky Malarkey. Pivot for Sin City.
A very good tandem blocking there by Sin City. Only two blockers out there, but they are able to contain Jacqueline Hyde at the moment. Lethal Intention, though, is still trying to burst through the Beehive tripod. Has one more to beat and does. That is Lethal Intention with lead. And now Jacqueline is through the pack. Coming up on their scoring run is Lethal. On the outside is calling that one off before Jacqueline gets there and is able to secure 1 point for Sin City.
Nothing for Beehive during that jam. Taking the star for Sin City, it's number 187, Paola. 569 Smacks jamming for Beehive.
Well, penalty box is clear, so we have a 4-on-4.
But for how long?
All right. Oh, nice push up by Colonel Skirts right up at the jam line. And that allows Smacks the time to get free for lead.
Skirts really just laying it on Paula. Of course, Colonel Skirt's been playing roller derby since she was a teenager. It's in her blood. Paula does make it through now.
Yeah, Sin City, one of the original roller derby teams from way back in 2005.
Indeed, they are. 3 points picked up by Beehive. Nothing by Sin City. Beehive would like to send a shout out to their hometown sponsors, Pit Viper, we were just talking about them, and X96 Radio from Hell. The best homegrown morning show in the country, as far as I can tell.
Brusenberg with the Jam Star on for the first time this game, going up against Freudian Slap. And Freudian Slap on the outside pushes their way through for lead. It'll pile up here at turn number 1.
Looks like everybody wanted to lie down on the ground for a little while. Freudian Slap, lead jammer.
On their scoring run, trying to get through. They got 1 point so far and calls that off. And they were able to get 2 points before calling.
2 points for Sin City.
And we have our first team timeout being called by Sin City. So I'll give a minute of rest for both these teams. A 16-point game, which is still well within reach of a lead change. You know, it just takes a few jams for that to happen.
So Beehive has a bunch of players for whom this is their first tournament. Indeed, Incredible Dash and Charlemagne, this is their first time playing against another team. So welcome to the wide, wide world of roller derby to Incredible Dash and Charlemagne.
All right, they were our crash course graduates, just the last one we had here. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So according to Beehive, they love each other so much they're going to get matching tattoos. And I want to know what the tattoo is going to be. Is it a bee or a beehive? Or maybe a revolution? I don't know. Could be any of it. Biohazard out there towing the line for Beehive.
Right, and Ziggy Star Crush for Sin City. Right, Hazard to the outside, Ziggy to the inside. Ziggy moving across, trying to get through.
Biohazard just caught up in that tripod of Sin City. Getting knocked around. Pushed out by number 421, Gorticia Adams.
Yeah, so Senorita Pound Cakes was also holding her up there too for a minute.
Biohazard goes out on the outside. It's recycled.
Lead is still open. Ziggy and Biohazard fighting for that.
Pack starting to look a bit tenuous. If that pack falls apart, they're going to have to let her go.
And Ziggy gets through.
Finally finds a hole. Ziggy Star Crush lead jammer for Sin City.
All right, and we have a Star Pass, a Sacagawea. No, that Star Pass will be called back. So Biohazard, penalty assessed to Biohazard before the pass. So this will be a power jam for Sin City. So this is a big opportunity to really close up that gap.
Sin City currently at 18, Beehive at 30. Sin City might take this chance, pick up some points.
Oh, and on a cut track will send Ziggy, so that will free up Biohazard to come right back out.
Flippin' and floppin'.
Time winding down on this jam. 4 points were put up by Sin City. Star pass has been made. Set Wheela shoving through, but time is out. And that was 2 hard-fought minutes of 4 points for Sin City.
Current score 18 Sin City, 30 Beehive. Looks like Jekyll and Hyde wearing the star out there for Beehive.
Doom buggy for Sin City. Both teams right up at that jam line. Oh, and we have an official timeout being called. And so while we get some things straightened out, I'd like to thank another one of our sponsors, the Time Machine Skate Shop, located in Salt Lake City, catering to the local skateboarding community. Known for its wide selection of skateboards, apparel, and accessory, the shop serves as a hub for all skaters of all levels, from beginners to seasoned pros. All right.
Join me for wishing Garrett McCarter a happy birthday. Garrett's watching from home. Happy birthday, Garrett.
All right, both jammers going right up the middle, trying to punch through. And on the inside is Doom Buggy.
Lead jammer Doom Buggy for Sin City.
I just saw a little bit of daylight on that inside track and got through. Oh, I believe that will be a cut track on Doom Buggy.
Doom Buggy heads to the penalty box.
Yeah, right on the apex of the turn number 1. So now Jacqueline still trying to get through for their initial. Now has a lot of offensive help going on, but a big hit by Bon Jovi brings Jacqueline down. Following their offense through, but Sin City blockers doing a great job of reforming, even amongst the offense getting worked in there. And now there is a star pass to Kimikaze.
Kimikaze gets that helmet cover on. Not lead.
The Doom Buggy is right back out now and threatening, but Jammy right there with the stop. All right, now a pushing match going up. Kimikaze
makes it through. 4 points, 1 whole hand for Kimikaze. And 4 points as well for Doom Buggy. Keeping that score spread consistent.
Bon Jovi and Kimma pushing and shoving. Both go downs. Kimma is right back up and through.
And another 4 points for Kimikaze at the end of the jam.
All right, and see Doom Buggy was able to put up 2 more before the whistle. It's a 8-6 jam on that one. So we still only have a 13-point game with 12 minutes left in our first half.
Lethal Intention taking the star for Sin City. Max, number 569, out there jamming for Beehive. Jammers off the line.
Smacks pushing their way in the middle, but Lethal finds space on the inside to get through.
Lead jammer, Lethal Intention for Sin City.
Big hit, but Smacks absorbs it and gets around and out of the pack. On their scoring run, it was some good toe stop work as Lethal, 1 more to beat. Does not get Colonel Skirt's point, but does put up 3 for Sin City.
Like Lethal took 1 look at Colonel and said, nope.
And just like that, it's a 10-point game.
Of course.
I was going to say, Turbo's back out on the track, so that's good to see.
And Paula jamming for Sin City. Of course, Sin City traveling here from Las Vegas, Nevada.
All right, now both teams starting up at the pivot line for this one, so give the jammers a bit of a run and start. And it is Paula through.
And Paula lead jammer.
Turbo still stuck behind some strong blocking, but oh, nice work to stay in is Turbo. But now we have Paula scoring some points and calling off the jam.
Looks like nothing for Beehive. That
Oh, no.
Nope. 3 for Sin City.
Right. It's like they're discussing the points there earned by Paula.
Taking that down to a 7-point lead. 31-38. Beehive still in head.
All right, Biohazard following Colonel with some offense up the middle. Meanwhile, Freudian Slap stuck behind a solid tripod right up at the jam line. Not giving them any room to move. Hazard goes down but stays in and is through and out.
Freudian Slap getting recycled by Molly, number 1001.
Oh, and it is Colonel with a big hit to knock Freudian Slap back out. Still on their initial pass as Hazard is trying to score some points, and Sin City just not making it even close to easy. Strong blockers there for Sin City.
Biohazard is lead jammer. But really stuck in that pack of white.
Yeah, and Charlemagne, as their first game here, is being really solid as a blocker out there in that tripod.
Looks like the Sin City pivot heading to the penalty box.
And Bon Jovi brings out Biohazard. Bon Jovi is very tough out there. Just trying to get by them has been quite the challenge for opposing jammers.
Looks like Freudian Slap also heading to the penalty box. Sin City filling up the penalty box there.
So this does allow a lot of offensive help for Biohazard, but Beehive stays back, allowing Hazard to try to push through.
And Biohazard calls off the jam.
Yeah, and that'll freeze the jammer, Sin City jammer Freudian Slap in the penalty box. So we have a power start for Jekyll and Hyde.
7-point jam there by Biohazard.
Yeah, Sin City was creeping up. That helps out securing that lead here for Beehive Skate Revolution.
14 points, so we can see 14 points in a single jam. So,
however, so far the jams have been mostly single digits for both these teams. So it's been hard-earned points in this first half.
as Jekyll and Hyde getting recycled a little bit there. Caught up in the pack.
Jacqueline goes in hard into the pack. Or, Freudian Slap, yes. But as Jacqueline gets through.
Lead jammer, Jekyll and Hyde. That demure pink skirt belies some power and speed coming from Jekyll and Hyde.
And there has been a star pass. So now we have Snarky Malarkey with the star, forcing that jam to be called off. All right, so shutting out Sin City in the last two jams is Beehive Skate. That'll really help out that lead that was slowly getting diminished there for a minute, but we're still plenty of time even in this half. Only 6 minutes left, but still plenty of time for Sin City to go into halftime with a lead.
Number 569 Smacks wearing the star for Beehive Skate Revolution.
Right, Ziggy Star Crush getting pushed out by Jammy Dodger. Smacks going up against a solid tripod at turn number 1. But Ziggy Star Crush also has their own problems. There's Again, one of the new skaters there, Dash, is part of that tripod, holding Ziggy Starcrush back.
Smacks makes it through. Lead jammer for Beehive Skate Revolution. Just like that, the pack starts to move.
On a scoring run is Smacks.
Number 421, Gorticia Adams taking the star, that star pass. But gets no points. 4 points. Full hand for Smacks. Score widened a little bit. 31 Sin City, 53 Beehive.
Doom Buggy and Turbo back out, the two jammers that started this game. And it looks like some of that penalty trouble's been clearing up here. A lot fewer calls in the last few minutes. Both teams playing some really good roller derby. Oh.
It looked like Doom Buggy.
Might have caught an elbow there.
Yeah,
but looked like wasn't seen by the ref, so wasn't called as a high block. And there is a cut track as Doom Buggy did not get behind Kima before re-entering.
Doom Buggy heading to the penalty box. I think you said they were getting those penalties under control just a little too soon there.
Yeah. All right, and on a scoring run is Turbo. Up against Bon Jovi.
Finds a hole, now runs into that tripod, and they take down.
Hard.
Nitroglycerin recycling Turbo way to the back.
Halting their momentum is a really good Sin City, but we have a penalty, multiplayer penalty being called.
Looks like Rocket Plow heading to the penalty box.
Yeah. But Doom Buggy is right back out now. On their second scoring run is Turbo. Again, solid tripod being set up. Doom Buggy trying to spread, has one to beat and gets through. Nice offense by Brusenberg to get Turbo out of there. Yeah, earn 4 more points and call off that jam. And like that, we have a 30-point game, well within 10 just a few minutes ago.
Beehive widening their lead, 61-31 Sin City.
And Charlemagne was the jam star for the first time this tournament. So
Number 45.
Yeah. Lethal Intention, though, has put up some good points for Sin City. So let's see what they can do here. And nice toe stop work to stay inside and get lead is Lethal Intention.
Charlemagne finding a hole on the inside, dealing with the pivot.
Oh.
Makes it through. Lots of noise for Charlemagne. Lethal Intention calls off the jam.
So that does break the scoreless streak that Beehive was putting up there, though. 4 points for Lethal Intention.
Lots of shout outs on the live feed. Dolly Parton says, Power Yam. Levi says, let's go, Ziggy. Way to fight, Ziggy. Nice Nitro. Garrett says, thank you for the happy birthdays. Shouts out for Doom Buggy.
We have Paula out there fighting hard against the Beehive line. Finds the inside, a little bit of light there, and gets through. Biohazard now having a tough wall to beat, getting some offensive help, but on their scoring run is Paula with a lot of speed, does not slow down, and gets right through.
One full hand for Paula, 4 points for Sin City.
Now, a hard hit by Bon Jovi once again to bring Hazard out right in front of us here, but not letting up on any speed. That is 4 more points.
Paula looking to take that lead back a little bit.
Kima has been passed off into the star, and Paula will call that off. 8-0 for Sin City. They needed that.
Sin City bringing that to 43, 61 Beehive.
Freudian slap goes back out there against Brusenberg.
Shout out for Jammer Gore.
All right. Both Jammers trying to follow some offense, but it is Berg on through.
Brusenberg, lead Jammer for Beehive. Freudian slap hung up in the pack.
On their scoring run is Brusenberg. Freudian slap trying to spread out that tripod. But some good bridging work being done by Beehive Skate to contain the jammer there.
Berg finds a way.
Through, but here comes some offense to help out, but great reforming done by Beehive. And on another scoring run is Brusenberg, and just knocked out. That was 4-2-1 with the hit out. Gortisha Adams.
Brusenberg calls off the jam.
Yeah, Dreadpool closed off that lane on the outside.
Looks like 4 points picked up by Beehive that time. 5 points picked up
yep.
by Beehive.
All right, and we have hit intermission here as we get the. Wasn't sure if that was a rolling whistle or not.
That was a fast half. Wow,
Yeah.
that was really fast. Do go get your raffle tickets right now. It's a great time for raffle tickets. If you are here in the audience, please do use the outdoor restrooms. Leave the indoor restrooms for the skaters currently playing and the officials currently working.
All right, we'll be back in 14 minutes.
Over on the live feed, we've got Nice Hit Doom Buggy. Let's go, Ziggy. Yeah, BJ. Garrett says, thank you for the happy birthday. Vegas Pog. Let's go Sin City and go Slappy. It's awesome to have so many people watching online. We've got 34 people online. Well, 33 because I'm one. Thank you for doing that, watching us, enjoying this from the comfort of your own home. We'll pick you back up in about 13 and a half minutes.
And 90 seconds till we get back into our game. So finish up getting your snacks at the concession stand and browsing through the merch available. Blood, Sweat, and Roller Derby for our Salt Lake teams here. The apparel is created by members of Beehive Skate Revolution. So a lot of cool designs there made by Hills, a local tattoo artist and a former skater. And Speed Bump of Uinta has now set up their table. They are traveling with Team Vietnam to the World Cup in Vienna, Austria. So you can assist her with her adventure by purchasing any of the amazing goods from her booth.
I believe there's also a QR code you can scan to get more information about Team Vietnam.
Right, yeah, even more items for sale as well on that.
Awesome. Looks like everybody's getting ready to get the second half of this Beehive Skate Revolution versus Sin City Bad Beats game underway.
I also believe Sin City still has their merch table open. I hope so. They had some really cool patches there. I got one yesterday, so support this team here. So they start the second half. Down 66-43, but that lead can change in just 2 or 3 good jams by Sin City. So Doom Buggy will go out there first up against Turbo.
Both jammers dealing with the pack.
Yeah, both teams have shown like really solid tripod formations. Yeah, every jam's been difficult.
Very good defense from both of them, absolutely.
All right, Doom Buggy is spreading out that tripod though, trying to get through and stays in.
Up on her toe stop, stays just on the line. Breaks through first, lead jammer, Doom Buggy.
So let's see if Sin City can rally here and get back the lead that they had earlier in this game here. Then Beehive kind of had a big point streak going and hasn't really let up since. We have a star pass now as Kimikaze of Beehive Skate is now the jammer as Doom Buggy still trying to get through, runs into Catastrophe and calls that off.
Usually when I run into Catastrophe, I also call things off. That's pretty much the only thing you could do when you run into Catastrophe. Number 301, Lethal Intention, taking the star for Sin City. Biohazard wearing the star for Beehive. In the second jam of the second half of the 6th game of the second day of May Meltdown.
All right. Hazard tries to push through, but it's like Colonel had to immediately switch to defense to try to contain Lethal Intention. Wasn't able to provide the offense needed to try to bust through that tough tripod that Sin City can put up. And Lethal Intention does get through.
Sort of back in and forth in, but finally finds a hole on the inside and makes it through.
Yep. Beehive really quick on the offense there to get Biohazard out.
Yeah. Lethal Intention calling the jam from her knees as she gets sent down. But not before picking up some points, I think.
3 points.
3 points.
Yep. So 2 3-point jams and closing out Beehive Skate for Sin City.
Number 102, Jacqueline Hyde wearing the star for Beehive. Paula, whose name I understand is misspelled on the scoreboard. Sorry about that. Looks like Paula breaks through first. Lead jammer Paula for Sin City. Sin City Bad Beats looking to make up some points, close the gap. Paula handling that entire pack there, looking for some help.
Jacqueline trying to shove on through. Paula able to get it.
Suddenly finds a hole and breaks through. 4 points, one whole hand for Paula.
So Sin City, whatever they talked about here in halftime has been working. Definitely on a bit of a run in these first 3 jams of the second half here.
Looks like Beehive sending one of their blockers to the penalty box. Jacqueline Hyde on scoring run, but Paula calls off the jam. 4 points there for Sin City, and they are closing that gap, 56-66.
You don't need to score a whole lot of points at any one time as long as you can keep chipping away at that lead every jam.
Yep. Number 15, Freudian Slap, wearing the star for Sin City.
Up against Smacks. And Smacks can skate with a lot of power, so let's see if that helps her try to get through that tripod as she takes it head on. Freudian Slap getting pushed towards the outside by BSR. And there, Smacks shoving and pushing through and lead. A very strong skater, having had to try to block her myself as a player.
Smacks now scoring run, tries an apex sweep. Does not make it, gets recycled.
All right, and so now we're still a lot of shoving at turn number 2.
Smacks.
Skates is out up against Gortisha Adams. Gortisha Adams, though, was some good one-on-one, but Skates was able to get by and through.
Now Smacks through with 4 points.
Yeah, and Freudian Slip makes it out. See Smacks try to maybe score a few more points before having to call. Perhaps got 1, we'll see.
3.
Oh, 3, wow, I did not see them get by all 3. But
Looks like 7 more
Right.
points on the board for Beehive. Beehive trying to keep that spread there, 73-56. Beehive still in the lead. Charlemagne out there jamming for Beehive.
Siggy Star Crush for Sin City, lined up on the inside. Start up. Siggy taking the tripod head on.
Charlemagne gets knocked out, but comes right back in.
Yeah, kind of following Kimma there for some offensive help. Oh, hard shoving by Bon Jovi, but Charlemagne was able to stay in, and Bon Jovi goes to the penalty box.
Charlemagne still looking for that way through. Maybe found it. Nope, got recycled again.
Yeah, and we got hard tripod. It looks like Berg, Mojo, Bobo, and Dash were holding up Stiggy Star Crush, and now being recycled. But Charlemagne, and one of our very new skaters.
Lead jammer.
Yeah. Oh, good hard hit. A nice stop there.
That was from 160, it looked like. 760, Scarlet O'Harlot.
Yes, good one-on-one blocking, but Charlemagne is able to push past the 20 feet and get through. Now we have a star pass, Snarky Malarkey. New jammer for Sin City.
4 points picked up there by Charlemagne.
All right, a nice sweep being done by Beehive. Getting a few more points there.
Charlemagne calls off the jam, blocking out Sin City from picking up any points. Looks like we've got number 96, Doombuggy, jamming for Sin City.
Against Turbo. Doombuggy started Sin City's run of points here at the beginning, but no, it's Turbo now. taken lead. So Beehive Skate has really regrouped after those first 3 jams going Sin City's way. And now it is a power jam opportunity for BSR. Nice footwork by Turbo to get through.
A little bit of a pirouette there with looked like Blue Falcon.
All right, now screen being set up, and on the inside and through goes Turbo for 4 more.
Turbo just walks right through, living up to their name.
Oh, good stop, though. I did not quite see who got it. Perhaps was Dreadpool to halt Turbo's momentum. Turbo's already put up 8 points on this jam.
Looks like Sin City trying to keep Turbo from putting up any more.
Now we have bodies at turn number 3 going down.
Everybody kind of lying down, taking a rest.
Doom Buggy up against Colonel Skirts, and Colonel Skirts takes him to the outside.
And that's the end of the jam. 8 big points by Beehive. 86-56. Oh, sorry, 11 points, even bigger. 89-56, Beehive in the lead.
Sin City is going to take a team timeout. Probably a good call right now, as BSR's been having a bit of good luck going their way. I guess not good luck.
I think
They're
it's
very talented.
I think that both teams here are very talented. It's a lot of hard
Yeah.
work on both sides, but yeah. Go and get your raffle tickets. We'll be announcing those winners at halftime at the last game. $1 or $25 for a Wingspan's worth of tickets. Find the tallest person you can. The longest arms.
All right, again, we'd like to announce here a happy birthday to Garrett McCarter, who is watching on the live stream.
And let's check the live stream. See what people have to say. Garrett McCarter says, go Molly. Khaleesi says, go Slappy. Let's go Sin City. No Ray Store says, woo!
Okay, Lethal Intention, really good jammer for Sin City here, so perhaps this can change things around for him.
Biohazard out there jamming for Beehive.
Tension kind of using the whole track to their advantage, going back and forth, but now kind of held up on the inside. But Hazard as well being taken out and now recycled back by Bon Jovi. Had a real good assist there by Rocket Power. And that is Lethal Intention with the lead.
Sin City looking for a chance to pick up some points.
Nice quick feet is Lethal Intention.
4 points picked up there by Sin City.
We have a star pass. That is Kimikaze now as jammer for BSR. Runs hard into a wall and has to call that off. I believe they may have gotten 2 points. 2 more points on that for Sin City. So
Kimikaze is kind of a triple threat. I've seen her blocking, I've seen her jamming, and I've seen her announcing.
yeah.
Multi-talented. Jacqueline Hyde, number 102, lining up for Beehive.
Against Paula. All teams lined up right at the jam line. Paula with some quick feet to try to get to the outside, but Brusenberg in their way. Jacqueline is taken down, recycled back. Looking for some offensive help from Colonel Skirts, but Paula is able to secure that lead jammer position. But right on her heels is Jacqueline.
Paula engaging with the pack.
Yeah, Paula does not slow down when she approaches the pack. She comes in with a lot of speed.
That she does. Nothing picked up by Beehive there. Looks like nothing by Sin City either.
Oh, that was, I guess Sin City Tripod must have just drew her right off to the outside without her getting her hips past anyone there.
Yeah. I thought there was at least 1 point, but I guess not.
Yeah. Or sometimes our vantage point of looking across the track is not going to be as good as the jammer.
It's true.
Nice speed by Smacks to get around. Is both the blocker and jammer goes down, so that allows Smacks to just get right back up. Freudian slap, though, it did get lead position during all of that. Hitting the tripod hard as slap.
Ooh, Smacks. He takes a full body slam right into a Sin City blocker and goes down.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, yeah.
That is a, if you're going to go a full head of steam at somebody, that will probably be who you'd want to try to hit with it. They do not move easily.
1 point picked up there by Sin City. That trip around. Nothing by Beehive. Current score is 63-89. Beehive in the lead.
Okay, and perhaps a back block called on Smacks there for that. So now this is a power jam opportunity.
Ziggy Star Crush out there power jamming. Power jam for Sin City.
Now we have Molly and Berg and Skirts, though, as a tripod stopping Ziggy Star Crush. We do have a forearm call on Molly. Molly goes to the box. But right there, Slayer is right back up there to take Molly's spot, though. So Star Crush is still stuck behind.
Max now re-entering the pack and dealing with tripod of Sin City. Quad pod of Sin City.
Sin City doing a really good job of taking up that whole track at turn number 3.
Yes, Max is just sort of side to side, not making any forward progress.
So both of these jammers are having a tough time of it. No one getting through yet. Lead has not been given to anyone. Ziggy, though, does get through. Very hard fought lead position for Ziggy Star Crush.
Max picks it through as well.
Got 1 point for Ziggy as they call that off, or 2 points rather, as one of the BSR skaters is on the bench.
Nothing for Beehive that time.
That was a lot of hard work for those 2 points, but
indeed it was.
Fun jam to watch.
Charlemagne out there jamming for Beehive.
Dude buggy for Sin City. Charlemagne starting back a little bit on the inside.
Charlemagne back and forth.
And so Doom Buggy plays a little bit of defense at the start here. So nice big scrum is getting pushed through. Looking for some offensive help is Doom Buggy. That was 227 nitroglycerin.
Oh, Charlemagne almost finds an opening on the inside, but gets recycled behind number 227.
BSR Tripod, though, is proven very tough to beat. Doom Buggy getting some help from their pivot, but still unable to break through. Lead is still open.
Doom Buggy pushing. And looks like the pack falls apart and Doom Buggy breaks through. Lead jammer, Doom Buggy.
Looking for some offensive help with Charlemagne, but is brought back and out as Doom Buggy is going to begin their scoring run.
Right back into that tripod of red.
Now we have and Berg doing some one-on-one blocking to hold back Doom Buggy. So far, able to halt them from advancing. Just Doom Buggy tries to spread that out. Get the 20 feet needed to break out of play. Draws Doom Buggy down. And out of play is called. So Doom Buggy working hard for that 20 feet to get that, but 4 points for Doom Buggy. Now Kimikaze as jammer for BSR.
Star pass. And Doombuggy calls off a jam from her knees.
Yeah.
At the near turf.
Used Nitro as a battering ram there to get a few more points. So. Or perhaps was halted on that. I thought they got a point, but so far that's not being shown. So
4 points picked up by Sin City. 20-point game now, 69 to 89. Sin City, 69 points. Nice. Never let a chance for that to go by.
Lethal Intention back out there. Turbo on the inside and through, but on their feet. Yeah. Oh, no, we have a forearm call on Lethal Intention, so now we have a power jam. Real good opportunity here for BSR to push that lead wide open as we're going down to the last 12 minutes of the game.
Turbo dealing with most of that Sin City blocker pack, but goes down.
Yeah, pack is pretty. Oh, and Turbo going all the way back, probably perhaps not aware that they did not need to go behind everyone as the other blocker went down and they had already passed some people.
I guess they're playing it safe.
Yeah, you don't want to end up going to the bench and losing 30 seconds. And
Turbo now pouring it on, dealing with number 421. Gorgeous Adams picks up 4 points on that trip through.
And Lethal Intention now trying to break on through and does. But that is going to be 4 more points by Turbo. So, however, Sin City.
Turbo calls it off from her knees.
Yeah, they were able to get right in front, so couldn't get all the way through the pack. See if they get 3 or 4 points out of that.
Oh, call looks like Beehive requesting a timeout.
I thought.
Like to take this chance to wish Garrett McCarter a happy birthday out there in the internet land. Beehive Skate Revolution thanks their local sponsors, Pit Viper and X96 Radio from Hell. Sin City would like to thank their local sponsors down in Las Vegas, Nevada, Paws and Claws, Jackson's Bar and Grill, Reform You Pilates, Imperial Tattoo and Barber, Chrissy's Socks, and TMV Productions. Those are the folks down in Las Vegas that support Sin City Roller Derby. Sin City's coach, Phoenix, is missing her cats, Zoe, Tessa, and Cleo, who are having the quinceanera this weekend. But she's here supporting her team. Number 313 Biohazard taking the star for Beehive.
A lot of shoving going on there. Hazard stays on her feet, though. And through for lead.
Lee Jimmer. Hazard, Biohazard. Paolo wearing the star for Sin City.
Hazard trying to put up some point. Nice work by Hazard.
Just slices through and calls off the jam. Opening up that Beehive lead with another 4 points. 101. Beehive breaking the century mark. Sin City 69. Number 15, Freudian Slap wearing the star for Sin City.
Jacqueline Hyde stopped at the jam line. Oh, but there is a penalty being called on one of the Sin City blockers.
Jacqueline just has to get through 3 and finds an opening and picks up lead jammer. Jacqueline Hyde for Beehive.
Looks like another Sin City blocker going to the box, so that leaves only 2 blockers for Sin City on there to try to stop Jacqueline. Jacqueline was one to beat, gets on through. 4 points. We do have a star pass, or no, did not have a star pass. It is a Freudian slap.
A little bit of slap fighting there.
Yeah, Freudian slap pulled up right beside Jacqueline. Jacqueline saw it and decided, yeah, call that one off. And already secured their 4 points, which extends BSR's lead. Ziggy Star Crush, who's also having their first away game in this tournament. It's now Jammer for Sin City going up against Smacks. On the outside is Smacks. There's a high block being called on Bon Jovi. They try to get Smacks out, but
Max is lead jammer.
yeah, quick and stable on their feet, and we have Snarky Malarkey with the star pass.
Smacks finds an opening on the inside. Busts through and calls off the jam. Looks like 4 points there for Smacks.
Oh, and forearm called at the end of that. I believe that puts Smacks, yes, in the penalty box. So power start with Lethal Intention, who's probably someone you really want as a jammer with a power start.
Sounds like an official timeout called. Just a quick clarification of points. Nothing for Sin City. Looks like 3 for Beehive, not 4. Score now 69 Sin City, 108 Beehive.
Yeah, Beehive really securing the lead here in these last few jams. However, Sin City can still rally. There is just under 8 minutes left, and they will need a couple of big jams, but it is entirely possible for Sin City to take this.
A 39-point lead right now by Beehive, but yes, Sin City could take this back.
Yeah, having a power start advantage would be a good way to get some points here in these this next jam.
Sin City looking to figure out how to get Lethal Intention through that tripod. Lethal Intention finds the opening on the inside.
Yep, stepping through. Very good on toe stops and doing line work is Lethal Intention. You think you might have her trapped on the line. She just kind of dances around you, and suddenly she's through the pack.
Lethal Intention pushing. Once again finds that opening. 4 points for Sin City.
Now Smacks back out of the box as jammer for BSR. Runs hard into a very solid wall put up by Sin City, though.
Lethal Intention dealing with Beehive again.
Yeah.
But Smacks finds an opening.
Smacks is through. Makes their initial. This, there is perhaps a forearm penalty on Lethal Intention. So this will go the full 2 minutes. 1 more minute left in this jam. So Smacks with an opportunity to even up this jam with a 4-4 and get through this pack. But Sin City reforming very well. Now looking for some offense is Smacks. Getting it from Skirts. But not able. Bon Jovi back there as a solo blocker. But that tripod of Sin City is doing good work. But swinging through, making it past, putting up 4 points is Smacks. The Lethal Intention right out of the box and right out scoring points.
Another 4 points for Lethal Intention and Sin City.
Another chance here. There's still time on the clock for a few more points for Lethal Intention. See if she can get it. Smacks running into the wall. We'll see what the jam refs give these two. So no additional points for Sin City and 2 additional points for Beehive Skate.
Making it 6 points, that jam for Beehive, 8 for Sin City. 77 Sin City, 114 Beehive. Turbo out there wearing the star for Beehive.
We have Rocket Power as a blocker for Sin City. Is also playing their first away tournament.
Also getting trial by fire of announcing a first tournament.
All right.
Announcing 2 games.
All right, and it is Turbo that is through.
Lead jammer Turbo for Beehive Skate Revolution.
Yeah, Sin City has a very good defense, but BSR's just been able to contain Sin City's jammers just enough to keep, getting 4-8 points, every jam to increase their lead.
And Snarky Malarkey taking the star, that successful star pass, but does not get any points.
So as we are winding down as this next jam begins, it'll be close to the 4-minute mark. So the pretty commanding lead is BSR, but I am sure Sin City is gonna make it difficult for all the jammers in these last jams.
Number 15, Freudian Slap.
Oh, hard hit by Jammy Dodger against Freudian Slap, taking him out. Being drawn back by Ruth Slayer Ginsburg. Oh, Nitro thought that they had knocked out Hazard, but Hazard was on their feet still. Was not drawn back and gets on through.
Lead jammer Biohazard for Beehive Skate Revolution. Beehive runs into that tripod of Sin City. Sin City, number 369, Senorita Pound Cake, bridging the gap.
Yeah, as good as all these jammers have been, it's been a real defensive battle, I think, for the most part in this game. With BSR just kind of coming together really well as a tripod and reforming and just containing the jammers more often than not on every jam.
Biohazard makes it through, but goes down and over and over.
Yep.
Lead jammer, Biohazard, and 4 points. Senorita Pound Cakes heading to the penalty box.
Freudian still having a tough time here at turn number 3 against the BSR line.
Biohazard
nice hit.
Hard hit there.
421, Gorticia Adams brings out Biohazard. As I say, and even with the game winding down, they are not going to make it at all easy for BSR.
Biohazard looking a little tired of getting knocked around.
And that is the jam clock to 2 hard minutes. And 7 points put up, and there's never been a big blowout jam. I don't think there's even been a 2-digit jam. It's just
11-point one earlier.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's just these small gains that were being made by both teams, with BSR kind of coming out on the top of it, as we are perhaps in our last jam of the game.
There could be one more after this, maybe. Looks like Jacqueline Hyde makes it through. Lead jammer, Jacqueline Hyde.
Oh, caught track on Ziggy Star Crush. So lead jammer is Jacqueline with a power jam and control of the clock.
Like she's looking for some help getting through that Sin City spread there.
Oh, Bon Jovi takes her down, but right back up on her feet is Jacqueline. Now some good tandem blocking going on, but
Makes it
shoving
through.
through is Jacqueline.
4 points picked up by Jacqueline Hyde.
And we are in our final minutes, so it will seem as though they will run out the play clock here. Ziggy Star Crush getting back in the game.
Ziggy being held back by Beehive.
30 seconds left in the period. Ziggy Star Crush taking it into the tripod, trying to power through, getting through, but also getting held up by Molly, who was right there for the stop. And now Jacqueline, though, return number 2, has had their momentum halted by Sin City, being drawn back by Bon Jovi, a name I've said often during these Sin City games.
Over on the live feed, got some shout outs. Go Ziggy, got that Vegas strength. Let's go.
Yeah,
Good job, Doom Bucky.
As soon as that period clock hit 0, Jacqueline called that one off.
Unofficial score at the end there. Sin City 77, Beehive Skate Revolution 132.
I do not think that score really tells the tale of how physical this game was.
No, yeah, both these teams just fought really, really hard. Big thank you to Sin City driving all the way up here from Las Vegas to play these games.
I believe I saw some of their players at Moab last year. I believe Lethal Intention was there. So hopefully you can see them again at Moab this year. They're really fun team to watch and call their games.
That game's on July 5th in Moab. Red, white, and bruised over the Independence Day weekend. Beehive skating around, taking their victory lap. Always good to see great sportsmanship in this amazing game. Now, Sin City taking their lap.
All right.
Thank you very much for joining us online. Thank you for joining us here in person. We have a bit of time to relax before our next game. The next game is Uinta versus Lockford.
Talking of physical games, that'll probably be one as well.
Indeed, indeed.
All right. Well, I'm Merciful Skate, and I am signing off.
Thank you for joining me on the mic, Merciful. I am Lulu Guru, and we'll see you in a bit.